moment I slipped my sandals off and felt the warm Hawaiian sand between my toes, I knew this vacation was going to be unforgettable, but not in the way I'd hoped. We had arrived in paradise, the turquoise waves gently lapping at the shore, and for a fleeting moment I felt a sense of excitement about our long-awaited getaway. My husband, Mark, had promised me this trip would rekindle our romance. Yet, as we settled into our beachside cabana, I sensed an underlying tension that I couldn't quite shake off. The first evening, I caught a glimpse of Mark's phone lighting up with notifications. He'd been unusually secretive, slipping away under the guise of grabbing drinks while I basked in the sunset glow. I brushed it off as paranoia, convincing myself that I was simply overthinking things. After all, we were in Hawaii, a place where love was supposed to flourish. The next day, while I lounged by the pool, I noticed him whispering into his phone, his face taut with concentration. My heart sank as I watched him glance around, his eyes darting to ensure I wasn't nearby. I tried to focus on the sound of the waves, the laughter of other couples around me, but the knot in my stomach tightened. That night, I decided to confront him. As we sat at a beachfront restaurant, candlelight flickering between us, I asked him directly about the calls. He feigned ignorance, saying it was just work. I wanted to believe him. After all, he had planned this trip, had told me how much he loved me, and how he wanted to reconnect. But the words felt hollow, like the shell I found washed up on the shore, a beautiful facade hiding emptiness within. The next day, I went for an early morning walk along the beach, hoping to clear my mind. As I wandered, I stumbled upon a hidden cove. The tranquility was soothing, but it didn't last long. I turned to leave when I noticed a familiar figure in the distance, laughter spilling from his lips like the waves crashing nearby. My heart dropped as I recognized the woman beside him, Sarah, his co-worker. They were close, their hands brushing against each other, their smiles too intimate. I felt the ground shift beneath me, the paradise around me becoming a cruel illusion. I retreated, my heart pounding, the tropical air feeling heavy in my lungs. They were close, their hands brushing against each other, their smiles too intimate. I felt the ground shift beneath me, the paradise around me becoming a cruel illusion. I retreated, my heart pounding, the tropical air feeling heavy in my lungs. That night, I stood on our balcony, the moonlight reflecting off the ocean like shards of glass. I replayed the image of Mark and Sarah in my mind, and the truth settled like a stone in my stomach. I had come to Hawaii seeking love and connection, only to uncover a betrayal that pierced deeper than any ocean wave. As I faced the reality of my marriage crumbling, I felt a flicker of determination. I wouldn't let this vacation be defined by his betrayal. I would take back my power, even if it meant facing the painful truth. I closed my eyes, letting the sound of the waves drown out my fears. Tomorrow, I would find my own way forward, no matter how hard the journey would be. In that moment, standing on the edge of despair, I realized I was stronger than the deceit that had unfolded. Hawaii was still beautiful, and maybe, just maybe, I could find a new beginning amidst the heartbreak.